Hey, it's you again. How's it going? I'm just, thinking, reflecting on my life a little bit. Some parts of my life, and it's kind of important because it's Pride Month. So, yeah, happy Pride Month. It's June. For those of you that are not celebrating, it's good to see you again, and I hope you're doing well. And regardless, I welcome everybody. Everybody's welcome here. No matter who you are, or what your background is, no matter if you're gay or straight or bi, if you're trans, if you're, whatever you identify with. I don't talk about politics all that much, but regardless of your politics, you may have disagreements, but you're still welcome here. Any race, any ethnicity, it's a pleasure to have you here. So, I think Pride Month, in my opinion, it's something more than just a month that celebrates people that, find the same sex or same gender attractive. It's so much more than that, in my opinion. Basically, it's celebrating people, be who they are, and being accepting of one another. And let people be the way they want to be. With no shame, no fear. Gotta be honest though, this is bugging me. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. But yeah, it's good to see you again. And again, happy Pride. Happy Pride Month. Now, there are some things I do want to reflect on. Some things I do want to talk about. Be a little bit more vulnerable, if I may. And I've been thinking about this, conversation. Because sometimes we kind of wonder, why do we have a month, or a day, or a week, for whatever it may be, right? And this is just all my opinions, my observations, things that I've gathered mentally and understood, so I believe I understood. But of course, if anything I'm wrong about, or just have a discussion about it, I always talk about it in the comments. That's what the comments section is for, after all. Right, cows? So I don't know how long this video is gonna go, but as much as I try to keep it to 15 to 20 minutes, we'll see how it goes. I'll try not to go too long. And be a little personal. Well, when am I not? I think being vulnerable is not so bad. But there is a, I guess, fine line between that. So, back to the question. Why do we even have what is called Pride Month. Why not even call it the Gay Month, which sounds kind of funny? Or hell, call it a Femboy Month. I think I prefer that. Why is there no Straight Month? Well, there are reasons for that. And this is not to outcast anybody or any one group, but it's more of an explanation. One that I believe I understand, and maybe you do too. And if we don't, we could understand together. As somebody who may be a little bit more knowledgeable, maybe a little bit more... Oh, I shouldn't do that. As somebody who is, you know, that knows more. But anyways, why? Well, let me break it down. Basically, Pride Month, and it's basically self-explanatory in a way. But, of course, it does need some kind of context. So, it only does half the job by just the name. But I'm sure many of you already know. Pride Month is basically a month dedicated to those who are, well, I don't want to say different, but that aren't straight, people who are not straight, or people who enjoy the same sex, find them attractive, people who are bi, gay, lesbian, pansexual, people who are trans, female to male, male to female. It's celebrating people that are at once in point in time and nowadays still we're not really accepted nor accepting of. There we go. This may be a tricky topic to talk about, but I do feel like I got it. I'm just trying to be careful. But I get it, one can be too careful. Still, it's a day to sort of allow yourself, if you find yourself in this spectrum, in the category, to, you know, acknowledge that things are better, things could be better. You acknowledge that there's no shame in being yourself. There's no shame in liking somebody that may be the same sex or gender. You know? And that it's okay to like multiple genders. It's okay to like somebody who is, you know, sorry. But it's okay to like somebody for who they are, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter what is in between their legs or what their chest looks like. You know, as long as you enjoy the person you're with, that's all that matters. But hey, maybe you find them cute. Maybe you like the way they carry themselves. Something about them is attractive to you. And it doesn't matter if they're a guy or a girl. They're a male or a female. And sometimes I refer to people who are trans as just their, you know, preferred gender. Male or female. So, that's basically what pride is to take pride in being you. Celebrating you and your loved ones. Especially those who accept you and love you for who you are. I think that's something that's very important. Well, it is. Now keep in mind, I tend to pause because I try to gather my thoughts, put them in a perspective and a flow that one could easily understand. So I hope. And pride is a way that gives validation. You know? Like, it's okay to be gay, or it's okay to, you know, be lesbian, or it's okay to transition if you feel like you need to, or want to. You know? And I guess for everybody and anybody, it's a way of acknowledging, you know, that as a friend or a family member, that you got their back. And I'm sure they got yours too. Because you never know. It's been difficult the past years, early on, back when you know, how far back should I go? Back during, before the Renaissance? 60s, 70s, 80s? How far back or how soon shall we go? To know that there has been a place, or not really a place but a time, where people who are different were not accepted. So it's a way of combating that, to go against those who don't accept us in a peaceful way, and to just celebrate being different. That, in essence, is what pride is. So, it does mean a lot to me, even though the month may seem daunting. And not just daunting for somebody who may be homophobic or transphobic, but daunting for those who, you know, are under the LGBT plus or QIA, I don't know. So many letters, but it can be daunting because there's so much corporate, you know, muddiness, so much corporatism having their grubby little hands on this month. As you can see, all the logos of corporations change into the LGBT rainbow flag, pride flag, either the old one or the new one. But regardless, like I said, this month is still pretty important to me because I've had my fair share of homophobia. And when you're young and in school, opinions are more so the actions of others. And what I mean by that is, take that somebody finds out you're gay, right? Or you're bi, but they still think and see you as gay. You know what? Let's just go strip mining. Cause I gotta do something. I can't just wait for the cows to grow up. But the cows are already home. Anyways. Oh, you know what? Maybe... let's just start here. I don't know where the level of coal is at, but it's okay. Anyways, as I was saying, I have experienced my own fair share have homophobia. But when you're a kid in school and you find out, or you start to realize, you're somebody who is a little different, you tend to, find the opposite, not the opposite, the same sex, same gender attractive. Maybe you're a teenager and you're starting to experience these change in hormones. You're growing up. Well, you start to feel confused and maybe even scared. Lost, don't even know what's going on. You feel like this isn't normal, and that it shouldn't be. And it's not. So you feel ashamed. And because the place and time we live in, even nowadays, while I do believe things have gotten better, people have gotten more accepting, people are conditioned to think, yeah, being gay is bad. Because it's weird. It's unnatural. So you start to feel bad. And if somebody finds out, which they do, whether intentionally or unintentionally, maybe you talk to a friend that you trust, but turns out maybe you can't trust them anymore. You get made fun of. They call you slurs. They don't turn their back against you, but they always face you, if you know what I mean. Maybe they're even hiding, their rears with a book, and they're just staring at you, smiling, because of how weird you are. How strange. How bizarre. They look at you, they shake their head with shame, disappointed. That was me. So how did it happen? Well, what happened is that there was somebody in high school. He was basically a bully, but I was very alone in high school. Early on, and I had nobody. And I'm pretty sure some of you could relate. Somehow, you just get caught up with people that don't treat you right. With people that treat you with disrespect. They abuse you, if not physically, but mentally. Sometimes, yeah, it could be physically. You stick around because you don't know who else to be with, yet you feel trapped. Sometimes it could be hard to stick up for yourself because you're the type of person, like me, that doesn't really like conflict, doesn't want to get physical. You're just not that type of person. But one day, he took my phone away, or my, iPod Touch or something. I'm pretty sure it was a phone, like an iPhone. And he didn't really find out that I was into guys. Until his sister, looked through my phone. And I did not know about this because he took the phone to his house, practically stole it for a day. So, she talked to him about this, and then he found out. So then what he did is, before class started, first period, like, before the day started in school, high school, one of my friends came up to me and said, "Hey, there's something you need to take a look at. We'll discuss it in the next period, second class. And when that happened, I knew what happened. You know, he did tell me, hey, they found some, dare I say, gay porn on your phone. So I said, oh, damn it, I played it off. Damn it, it was my cousin who's gay. Hint, hint, I don't have a cousin like that. I said it was a cousin who was gay, and I let him borrow my phone, and I didn't realize that he was going through something like that. I didn't realize he had gay porn on my phone. Well, during second period, there was this presence, this eerie, feeling, like this eerie presence in the air, and what I thought were my friends, or acquaintances, I should just say, they were all disappointed at me. They were all, you know, just... I felt terrible. I felt extremely bad, humiliated, ashamed. It wasn't a good time, obviously. And I tried to play it off, saying it was my cousin. But I don't think they bought it, for sure. And, yeah. I remember, like it was a week ago or yesterday, one of them was shaking. The one who took my phone away was staring at me, shaking his head like he was really disappointed. And another was hiding his ass with the book. Okay. So, it was really difficult too. It was really difficult, is all I could say. Now, I honestly just didn't know what to do myself. I think I was still young enough to have enough mental willpower to want to stay alive, to not want to do anything drastic. But I could tell you, I never felt like I belonged. I never felt like I belonged in this world. I always feel shy and ashamed and weird to even be myself for just a little bit. So, that's only one example. And there's another. And I think this video is gonna be long, but I'm okay with that. At this point, I'm just letting it all out. Sharing my experience. My pride is important to me. So, if you have ever felt in love with somebody, it's a beautiful feeling. But it could also be very, very ugly. Daunting. But is it worth it? It is. It is worth it. So, As you know, I am a furry, or furry adjacent, but let's just say I'm a furry. No shame in that. And I met somebody who was a furry as well on a site called Fur Affinity. We've exchanged some dialogue, we talk to each other through messages on that site. And eventually we started talking on Discord. Then we found out that we lived close to each other. We lived in the same state. He was only a train ride away. It took about an hour. And it's always worth it to see him. Truly, it was worth it. And if you love somebody so much, you would do things that you thought you would never have done before. In fact, it would test your bravery, and it would bring the best out of you. Because it's difficult for me to go out, talk to people, meet people, because, it's hard to be myself. Socially anxious and awkward. Because I'm so judgmental of myself. Because of these past experiences. But nevertheless, for once, I went to go see him. And it was amazing. He was honestly really, really cute. Somebody I wanted to spend my life with. So we went on a date in Los Angeles. I met him at the train station. Union Station is called in Los Angeles. We hugged for a good while. He was with his roommate, who was also his best friend. Somebody that's by his side, thick and thin. But we went on a date. We went to I remember we went to the pier, Santa Monica Pier. And if you don't know what that is or where that's at, if you know the pier, it's where they have like a little carnival. They're mostly known for their Ferris wheel and the lights of the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster that also lights up at night, and it's a really beautiful view if you're on the beach when the sun is setting and the lights are on. We were there during the day, and something about him and water just connect. So we went there, we went to the pier. We rode the Ferris wheel. And I gotta be honest with you, it wasn't the best kiss because it was literally my first time. Yeah, it was my first kiss. So over time, during that day, we had a really good date. I went to his apartment, and all I'll say is there were many first times. Do with that with what you will in your imagination. Now, as time goes on, we wanted to see each other more and more, and it's been difficult to do that because my family aren't really that accepting of people who are different, people who are gay. There is such thing as being too gay in my family, specifically with my mother. As much as I love her, no parent is perfect. So, the relationship started to get rocky because it was difficult for us to see each other. He kept getting depressed and so did I. And the relationship started to become harder and harder to maintain because I kept sneaking out more and more to the point where my own grandmother was curious and concerned and questioning. Why are you always out? Why are you always sleeping over your friend's house? So, one night, and I think I'm gonna get out of this cave. One night, my mother was watching TV and my partner and I were in a bit of an argument because, you know, it's just difficult to see each other. And I did the best that I could to go and see him as much as I can. Because I even wanted to. I really wanted to. So when my mother was watching TV, and I went downstairs from my room to the living room, and then something on TV, and there was like some gay guy or whatnot, and apparently my mother made the comment that, oh, he's too gay or something. And then I wanted to talk to her about that, and I said, well, Mom, I want you to keep something secret. Keep it between us, and, you know, I trust you, and I really want it to be between us because I am very just nervous and anxious, and please keep it between us. So she looked concerned. She nodded her head and said okay. And I told her that I am bi. I'm actually bisexual. And, ooh, not putting enough torches on. And, she just kind of looked a little stunned, and I remember shaking a lot, especially my legs. And I just spilled it all. I told her that I've been dating somebody who was at the same sex, you know, and I really like this person, but our relationship is struggling because it's so difficult for me to see him because I have to hide who I am, you know, with my family. So I trust my mother. I really do, you know, I really do love my mother, and, you know. So then she looked at me, stared at me, and after I told her all that, she said, "Are you serious? Really? You're not joking?" "No, I'm not joking," I told her. "Really? Yeah, it's all true. You're serious, yeah." Oh. He said, okay. Well, let me tell you first off. There's no such thing as being bi. Okay? You're either gay or straight. Okay. And my heart kind of sank right there. I thought, oh, this is bad. she said, I think you're with a guy and say you're into guys because it's easier. And all you've ever did was hang around with guys instead of girls. So it's easier for you to, be with them. Why does that matter? I think myself. So then, when she said that, I was just like nodding and agreeing, but I wasn't really agreeing. It was more like, there's no need to argue. Pointless. It's pointless to argue. And then the last thing she said, or one of the last things she said, was, given the fact that your relationship has been not good, has been rocky, I think you should break up with him. Or not I think, you should break up with him. I want you to break up with him. And the whole time I was just thinking, well, should I not? I was scared. I was honestly terrified. And I wasn't thinking at all. And we did talk a little bit more, but it was like, oh. This is where I'm gonna become very vulnerable, am I? Then we started talking a little bit more, and then it was more about the sexual stuff. She explained to herself as well that she knows if somebody is gay or straight early on just by looking at them. But I've gotten so good at hiding it. No one could tell. And the reason why many of us are gay or bi or just different are so good at hiding, because sometimes it could be a life or death situation. Sometimes. Not to be too dramatic, but yeah. So then she asked me, so did you have sex? Yes. Did you wear a condom? Yes. Yes, we wore a condom. Now, did you put it in him or did he put it in you? And of course I had to be truthful, to a fault. Yeah, I'm the bottom. And then she just looked at me disappointed. And I had a weird flashback to in high school, that same disappointment. And then she just said, "Ay, papa. Ay." Oh. I just felt really bad. I felt really, really bad. So then, after all that, I just cried. And I just kept telling her, I just want to be happy. That's all. Yeah. Doggy. I just want to be happy. I kept saying that over and over again. I just want to be happy. And I think she said, alright, so you're gonna go break up with him, okay? Okay. I really wish I didn't, but I sent him a message and told him that I came out to my mother, and it was a hard conversation. Yeah, I broke up with him. I didn't want to, but I was so scared and I didn't know what to do. I just did it. So it just made me think, because because I was, in a happy relationship that was turning a little sour because we couldn't see each other. So I took it upon myself to come out so that way we could see each other. I took a big gamble. I lost. I felt like all that has been ripped away from me, taken away. I felt really bad. But when I told him, that I had to break up with him and all that, and we ended our conversation, I never cried so hard in my life. Well, hugging a body pillow and just letting it all out, but making sure nobody hears me at night. Yeah. So, I felt very bad for years, and I still do. I felt so bad. There have been moments I just don't want to be on this planet anymore. Just because I liked somebody who was... Just because I am bisexual. My social life has been very difficult. So I've been struggling mentally a lot. About meeting people, and I'm always scared to meet people. Because I'm always scared of judgment. I'm always scared of, that past trauma. Oh, yeah, this is a hard video to make, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, that's kind of why I guess Pride Month is so important. As it gives like a bit of a validation for people like me. And maybe you. Definitely. That validation. Gives that validation that things will be okay. And you could be yourself. Oh. Get a picture. But yeah. There's a saying that goes in the LGBT community. Things will get better. It may not have been better now, but please, don't lose hope. Things will get better. Pride Month.